Good morning, everyone. Our Jerome Harris here. In this video, I'm going to keep it as short as possible. What prompted this video was a video that I watched on YouTube last night. And it was an individual who has a very large YouTube following. And outside of YouTube, this individual has a very large congregation. We're talking tens of thousands of people. And what attracted me to that video was a thumbnail like this, very close to this one here. And the individual was talking about the beast of Revelation there, Revelation chapter 13. There are two beasts mentioned in Revelation chapter 13. The first beast comes out of the sea, and the second beast, there at the Revelation chapter 13, verse 11, comes out of the earth. But he was focused on the first beast that comes out of the sea that has 7 heads, 10 horns, and 10 crowns on each horn. And this is the image that he had put up and that he was describing. I looked at the comments of the video, and individuals were throwing blessings at this person and saying, God bless you. Thank God for sending you to us and explaining this to us. I saw lots of amens. In this video, I'm going to caution you, be careful what you amen to. I'm a detailed-oriented person, and I'll caution all persons to look at the detail, look at the fine print. This image right here is not a representation of what we read at Revelation chapter 13. Look at this here. Now, this is a beast, and we see down here what represents an ocean, because we read there at Revelation chapter 13 that this beast comes out of the sea. And it does have 7 heads, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But we're also told that this beast has 10 horns. And obviously there are more than 10 horns here. But on each horn, there are crowns. So this beast represents something. But the main point I want to get to here, this is not what's described at Revelation chapter 13. Let me show you. I'm going to move that out of the way. And I'm going to take you there. Here at Revelation chapter 13, we see the beast that comes out of the sea. And the Apostle John writes under angelic direction. He writes, the dragon stood on the shore of the sea, and I saw a beast coming out of the sea. Now notice the description of this beast is nothing like this right here. John says that it had 10 horns and 7 heads with 10 crowns on its horns, and on each head a blasphemous name. At verse 2, the beast I saw resembled a leopard. Does this resemble a leopard? No, it does not. Furthermore, but it had feet like those of a bear and a mouth like that of a lion. Does this have feet of a bear and a mouth of a lion? No. This is a mythical dragon. There's nothing about this that resembles a leopard or something that resembles a leopard that has, as mentioned here, feet like those of a bear and mouth like that of a lion. But people were giving amens to this. And we go on to read here that it was the dragon, the one that came up out of the abyss. It was the dragon that gave that beast, this beast, his power and his throne and great authority. So we know that this beast is a throne. That's why we see on its horns crowns, on its 10 horns, 10 crowns. This beast as a whole is a throne. It is Satan's visible throne on the earth, or it will be Satan's visible throne on the earth in future days. This is not now. Now, what's interesting is the position of the 7 heads on this beast. Now, this beast comes out of the sea. This will not be a literal sea. Mankind is referred to as waters. This beast that comes out of the sea, it comes out of the sea of mankind. It is created within the human soup, so to speak. It doesn't come from above. Now it says it has 10 horns and 7 heads. That this beast looks like a leopard. Leopards, cats don't like water. Now bears, they can deal with water. They don't live in the water, but they can go into the water. But there's nothing that looks like a leopard in a literal sense that has feet like a bear and has a mouth like that of a lion. These things here are symbolic. I cannot tell you in all honesty what the representation of the leopard is, but I can sort of surmise what that it has feet like those of a bear. A bear's feet are very wide, and when a bear is coming, you can hear a bear coming. A bear's footprint covers a lot of ground. This throne on the earth will have a very large footprint, and that it has a mouth like that of a lion. This beast will be able to speak and influence. When a lion roars, that roar is heard for miles around. So this mouthpiece, this mouth that this beast has, indicates that it will have wide influence over a lot of people. But the seven heads, see, we're not told that the seven heads are literally attached to this, what resembles a leopard, but had feet like those of a bear. We're simply told here that it had 10 horns and 7 heads and 10 crowns on its horns. It appears to me that the heads are to be understood in the sense of what we read there at 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 3, that the head of the woman is the man, the head of the man is Christ, and the head of Christ is God. Something is going to be sitting on top of this beast at various times of its existence. It will have a head or a director over it. That's why we see that on each of its heads there is a blasphemous name. If each head is blasphemous, then it is an opposer of God and of Christ. So this throne that will be established on the earth in those future days will be set up for the purpose of opposing God and his Christ and opposing God's kingdom that will come down, because all this is going to be occurring in that period of time that is very close to the end before God's kingdom comes down. This occurs after Christ's kingdom ends. When the 1,000 years are over, this is when the dragon stands on the shore of the sea of mankind. He comes up out of the abyss, and he's standing there and he's watching. He sees a perfected human society. He studies it. He watches it. Then he causes to rise up out of the sea of mankind his throne. He's clever. It's the same thing that he offered Jesus during his temptation. I'll give you all of the kingdoms of the world and their glory if you worship me. So the establishment of this throne, this kingdom of the beast, will be for the purposes of opposing what Satan knows will and must come down out of heaven, God's kingdom, and to prepare the inhabitants of the earth in those future days to oppose the establishment of God's kingdom, and a third one, to support his kingdom of the beast, to support his throne, to compel the masses to worship him through the image that he will set up, the image of the beast. That image will not be some physical King Nebuchadnezzar golden image. Nothing like that at all. The image of the beast will be akin to what is really the image of the United States of America. What is the image of the United States of America, for example? It's not the American flag. That's a symbol. But what is the image? The image of the United States of America is the U.S. Constitution. It is a document that all Americans must sign off on. If they don't, they're punished. All Americans are governed. All laws are created based off of that U.S. Constitution. So in future days, the image of the beast will be some type of handwritten document, a covenant, so to speak. Not a Mosaic law, but a covenant that the beast will set up between the inhabitants or the citizens within his kingdom and himself and the beast. And so people must sign off on that. They must worship, that is, support that image. The image of the beast will be a constitution. And I believe that that constitution of the beast will contain 666 rules and regulations. That is the number of the beast, 666. Okay, so I'll talk more on this in future videos. I did want to keep this short. I got a few things to do today. But just to show here that one must become detail-oriented, because that individual was able to push this past individuals. I mean, he was fast talking, but he pushed this right past individuals, and they were just throwing out blessings and amens to this. This is not what is described there at Revelation chapter 13. Now, there is a beast at Revelation chapter 17, and we see a woman sitting on top of that. That the woman is sitting on top of that, Babylon the Great, shows that she controls that beast. If you sit on a horse, what are you doing? You're controlling it. So this woman is sitting on top of a beast, and that beast it's scarlet color, it's red, but we're not told that it's like this. In fact, the beast that we see there at Revelation 17 is this very same beast that comes out of the sea. The only difference between that beast at Revelation chapter 17 and this beast here at Revelation chapter 13 is that the beast at Revelation chapter 17 does not have any crowns on its horns. So we're seeing they're the same beast. We're just seeing them at different points of time in future days. At Revelation chapter 17, we're seeing this very same beast here with no more authority because the crowns are gone. The crowns are not on its head. And also there at Revelation chapter 17, we see that the people, the many waters that this beast sits upon, the sea, coming out of the sea, we see the same thing. In fact, let me show you here. I'm talking, just let me show you. We see here, it's right here, verse 3. Then the angel carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness. There I saw a woman sitting on a scarlet, that's a red beast, that was covered with blasphemous names. We saw the blasphemous names written on the heads of that first beast of Revelation chapter 13. And it had 7 heads and 10 horns, just like the beast at Revelation chapter 13. But what we don't see here are 10 crowns on each horn. So this is the same beast, except it is stripped of its authority. And if we scroll down, and of course we are told that this woman that's sitting on top of this beast, that there's a name, and Babylon the Great, the mother of prostitutes. Babylon the Great is not the United States. Babylon the Great has not arrived yet. This is all distant future. We're talking more than 1,000 years yet future. Here at verse 15, we're told exactly what the waters are that this woman is sitting on top of. You see, she sits on top of the beast here because she's controlling it for a time. But the beast will turn on her and destroy her, as mentioned here at Revelation chapter 17. And I'll discuss this in future videos. But what I want you to carry away from this part here is what's mentioned here at verse 15. We're told here that the waters you saw where the prostitute sits are who? They're peoples, multitudes, nations, and languages. The beast and the 10 horns that you saw will hate the prostitute and will bring her to ruin. So what we see over here at Revelation chapter 13 is the exact same beast. Here, we don't see a woman riding on top of it as it first comes out of the sea of mankind. But we do see that when it comes up out of the sea, it's coming out of the waters, peoples, languages, nations. This is a visible government on earth powered by the dragon, as we're told here. The dragon gave the beast his power, his throne, and great authority. Okay, so please look at the fine print. Train yourself to become detail-oriented with everything that people say. Be careful what you amen. This is R. Jerome Harris. Thank you for listening.